Boulder. How are we doing this evening, y'all? Oh my goodness. Oh my stars. What a beautiful crowd, y'all. Welcome to the Boulder Comedy Festival, y'all. Thank you so much for coming out tonight to giggle with us. Oh my goodness, thank you, The Dairy, for having us, y'all. We are so excited to be here. Y'all, my name is Ren. I'm going to be your host for this evening. A couple quick house rules. Please laugh, first of all, right? Second, no flash photography, flash mobs, occasional flashing of a nipple. Those are permitted, okay, right? Y'all, my name is Ren. I am so excited to be here with you. I'm also trans, right? Which means, you know, right, born a woman, and now basically just like a Timu Elijah Wood, right? Like, you got it, it's Elijah Wood minus the wood. We're quick, okay. All right, we got it. Yeah, I am a he/him, but less of a he/him like a man, and more of a he/him like when you kind of see a dog in a car, you know, and you're just like, ah, look at him go, you know, like. What being trans actually means, right, is that people just love to, like, ask if I have a penis, like, all the time, right, which is great, right? I always assure people I do indeed have, you know, a penis. In fact, you know, I have, like, 9, really, you know. That's right, we got one for every day of the week. We got a couple spares, you know. You can think of me as a very sexually active Mr. Potato Head, okay? Y'all are a wonderful crowd. No, I do love to travel. It is a little weird being trans, though, right, and traveling. You know, get a little pee-shy. I can't imagine why right now, you know. When I was a little girl growing up, you know, I really didn't expect to be, you know, a twink, right? But here we are, right? Nor did I expect to be the rising star of every single executive order for some reason. But when I was a little kid, I used to play with Barbies, right? And I would give them buzz cuts. Yeah, my parents thought I was a serial killer, okay? Turns out totally not mutilating them, just living vicariously, okay? I know, it was giving a little bit less of, like, you know, kind of Barbie dream house and more like, you know, kind of first starter apartment in Portland. But okay, you know, we got there. Now I resonate a little bit more with, like, a Ken doll, right? And not just because I'm smooth, you know? But moreover, because it doesn't really matter, like, who's playing with me, you know, it's like, still a little gay, right? But I do love getting to travel. I do get a little pee-shy, right? But I love trucker stops. I love trucker stops because I know going into that men's restroom that I have the smallest tits out of anybody in that bathroom. You know what I mean? Like... But I do kind of overcompensate a little bit, right? Because, man, y'all do be making noises up in these bathrooms. You know what I'm talking about. The men do be like, y'all be like... It's true, you know, it's true, right? So I really got to, like, you know, kind of like lean into the role a little bit, right? So some real character work in there. It's true. But I do leave the seat up afterwards, you know, to be polite, right? Like... I'm an ally, you know, I get it, right? Like, I recently was driving through Oklahoma, which, may I remind you, has the gayest abbreviation of any state, okay? And I really had to pee, right? So I go to the public rest area, and the stall is occupied, right? It's always occupied, so I'm, like, waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And finally, I'm like, you know what? We've been trans a long time, okay? Like, I'm basically a rainbow elder, okay? We could die any day. So I go to my car, I grab my STP. Now, for those of you that don't know, an STP is a stand-to-pee device, right? So basically, it's like a hyper-realistic looking pee-pee, not actually pee-pee, actually a funnel made out of silicone. Who thought that was a good idea? And you use it to pee standing. We're quick, I knew we were. So I go to my car, I grab my STP, and I, like, waltz into the woods a little bit, right? Because I'm a dignified man, right? And I do my thing, and when I'm done, you know, I, like, shake it out a little bit, right? Penis havers in the room, shake routine, back me up here. Come on now, yeah, Rez, right, yes, okay. And right at that moment, I, like, look up, and I just see the most would you be my neighbor looking motherfucker. I'm sorry I looked at you. It's just this old man walking a tiny dog, you know what I mean? Like, not even 6 feet away from me, okay? Tranpa to grandpa, okay? My member is dismembered, okay? I am looking at him, and he is looking at me, and I am looking at him, and so, like an adult, I run away, right? And so now there's just some old man that thinks that, dickless goblins are like roaming the woods of the Ozarks, right? Which is great. I mean, he's not entirely wrong, Newest gender just dropped, really lame cryptid. Okay, that's great. Beautiful. I just got to celebrate my 1-year wedding anniversary, which was really nice. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Is anybody here married? Have we got any other married people in the house? Woo, woo, woo. We got a couple. Beautiful. Are we gay married? Are we straight married? Straight married. Very vintage of you, my friends. That's very cool. That's wonderful. When I married a beautiful dude, and I'm totally smitten with him, and when people find out that I married this like cis gay guy, right? They say the weirdest thing. They're just like, "Oh my God, that is so good," right? Because it's technically a straight marriage, so you're safe, right? You're safe. You're safe. That's right. You're safe. Yeah, I know it's a little weird, right? Because the sex that we have is like, yeah, neither straight nor safe, is it? Really? I don't know about that. I don't know. God, well, we'll be walking in somewhere together, and I'll look at him, and he's like this beautiful dude. He's got this curly hair. He's from Kentucky. Like, God, I just love him. And, like, we'll be walking in, and I'll look at him, and I'll just be like, God, a straight marriage? We look like an indie band that got trapped in a Cracker Barrel. Like, what do you mean? I don't understand. People will be like, oh, no, it's just straight with extra steps. What in the Uno reverse are you talking about, my brother in Christ? You know what I mean? Like, nothing says heterosexuality like 2 manscapers and a career in the arts. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it, I do work in sports. Don't tell anyone. No, it's true. I do, right? And moreover, it's nothing scary, right? It's like policy work, right? I don't run or anything, crazy like that. I run my mouth, I run amok, but I don't run, really. And people like to say that like trans people too good at sports. And that is true, right? Built for speed, right? We're too nimble, too quick. We're like a chihuahua straight out the bath, okay? Ready to go. I, too, am full of anxiety and rage, so I get it, I suppose. I am like that. When I've been on testosterone for about 10 years now, and when you first go on T, there's a lot of changes that occur, most of which I should have anticipated and didn't, right? Including I now invest in Bitcoin, right? And I have enough ass hair to clog a Roomba. Oh my God, it's just a lot, okay? It's just a lot, and so I usually get waxed, you know what I mean? Less for the aesthetic and more because you need a little reset sometimes, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, come on now, anybody here get waxed? Anybody here get waxed? Woo. We only got one other brave taint in this whole room? Like, okay. Usually get waxed. Don't really do that when I'm on the road because I'm not really trying to have like surprise gender reveal party at Waxing the City. You know what I mean? Not really the vibe. So I got a really good pair of like trimmers. I got a really good pair of clippers. Where are my trimmers people at? Where are my clippers people at? Make some noise. Make some noise. Got a whole lot of bush up in this room right over here. Okay. No, I love that about you, Boulder. I do. Listen, I used to be a lesbian. I love that about you. So I got a really nice pair of trimmers. I'm used to gendered trimmers, you know what I mean? Kind of like, you got like the girly kind, kind of pink and tired like me, And then you have, the dude trimmers, right? Like Fisher-Price toys a little bit, right? 2 attachments, 0 will to live, okay? And I didn't get either of those this time. I got a really expensive pair of non-denominational trimmers, okay? They're like $79.99. They pair with Bluetooth for some reason. I was like super excited to use them. So I go in, full bush, y'all know what that's like, right? I'm ready to go. I'm super excited, and I go, whoomp, and I immediately look and go, oh my God, I just made a mistake. Right? And so then you got to go in and fix it, right? And so I'm going to want. You're trying to like give yourself a little pussy fade, you know what I mean? You're trying to like blend a little bit, You go want. And eventually I look in the mirror and I go, oh my God, I just gave my vagina a Hitler mustache, okay? Like, I know we can't, obviously we're going to take it off because we can't have that. We can't be walking around with a clit Hitler, a clitler, if you will, okay? We can't have that. We can't. So obviously I was going to take it off. And then I was like, maybe we keep it? You know, maybe we keep, just in case, you know, they, what, like start doing, you know, genital inspections on trans folks or something, right? Because, you know, they'll drop my trousers and they'll be like, I don't know, maybe he's an ally, you know? Oh, man, y'all have a really wonderful lineup ahead of you. Are you excited for this show? Are you ready? Beautiful, my friends. Now, our first comic this evening is a local favorite. She runs a really fantastic show in Denver called Mameo. It's one of the only Spanish-speaking comedy shows in the state, and we are so excited to have her here with us tonight. Y'all, I want you to put your hands together for the one and only, it's Rebecca Trejo.
What's going on, Boulder? How we doing tonight? Yes, I'm happy to be here, very happy. As you know, as you heard, or might not heard, I have a bit of an accent. Okay, you guys can laugh about that, it's fine. Don't make it uncomfortable, but yes, before I start, I wanted to encourage you guys to give a big round of applause for the Boulder Comedy Festival producers. Come on, come on. This is amazing. Put together by a woman who has children. God damn it. And also for yourselves, thank you for being here. All right, you guys, let's get to it. Let's address the big elephant in the room. The answer is yes, I have papers. That is right, I have an accent, but I look white. Let's talk about it. The other day I opened with that same joke in Niwot, Colorado. It did not go good. I was like, what's going on, Niwot? I'm gonna talk super slow so you guys can understand me. Because I'm coming here with my Rosetta Stone from Temu. So if you see my nose bleeding, I may be having a stroke. They did exactly that. It hit too hard home. The heart monitor started going off. No, but yeah. I am Latina. Any other Latinos in the house? One nation. Where are you from? Okay, oh shit, you didn't have to go that international, bitch. Damn. Anybody else? Just Brazil. Okay, that's enough. You're like, going Boulder, bitch. Remember. Got it. Well, I was born in Venezuela, raised in Puerto Rico. That's right. Now I live in Denver, correct? You can say my immigration journey went from communism to colonialism to straight up Cracker Barrelism. But I'm happy to be here because I'm crazy. I am also a mom, you guys. I'm also a mom. I got 2 little girls. Any other? Thank you. Wow, Boulder, you're so friendly. Any other women out here serving a life sentence? Woo! You're like, let's go, Papa Tito. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. So conservative. And being a mom comic is hard, right? Being a mom comedian is hard because most of the time, like, people don't understand what I'm saying. You know, man, it's Tuesday. I'm at an open mic at a dive bar. Here comes this guy named Darwin, you know, and he's naming all the members of the Wu-Tang Clan alphabetically. Then here comes Rebecca talking about postpartum hemorrhoids. No, don't look away. Look here. Witness my pain. Boulder's got a perfect asshole. I know you do. But now, guys, I feel like being a mom comedian and an immigrant, I feel like the stakes are higher, you know? The stakes are higher. Now, whenever I do a show, I get scared. Niwot, Colorado, you know? Because I never know if people are going to be nice or if they're going to call ICE. He's like, oh, she's going there. Don't worry, you got Brazil in the house, bitch. And I got my Crocs. Let's see who can run faster. I bet your ass is going to be me, bitch. No, I'm kidding. Why do I say so much, bitch? I'm sorry, Boulder. Mom's got a little anger, it seems. And yeah, so being a mom comic, it is weird, and it be taking me to weird places. You know, like for example, the other day I did a comedy show in Vail. Which, first of all, Boulder, why are they booking me in Vail? You know, it was pretty, it was beautiful, but I got there, I was a little too excited. I was screaming, yo, que bello, que bello. Everybody turned around to turn. Vibe was giving 1940s Germany. I'm sorry I said it. Except these Nazis have trust funds and epic passes. I'm sorry, I know. I'm being honest, I'm just telling my truth. But I got there with the same energy because it's so pretty, it's like blindingly pretty. So I opened with the same energy, I'm grateful to be there. I'm like, hey, what's going on, Vail? How we doing tonight? I'm Rebecca Trejo and I come from Venezuela. And just like you guys, the room went dead silent. You could literally hear the Patagonia vests unzipping. Guys, then suddenly, out of nowhere, here comes Chad. Here comes Chad from the back of the room, 12 Bud Lights in, white savior complex, fully loaded. That's an eagle. And he goes, oh, come on, guys, let's cheer for her. She probably got here on a bus. You can laugh if I say it, sir. Which, looking back, pretty funny, Boulder, right? Pretty funny. But at the moment, I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. The only thing I could come up with was just look them straight in the face. It was like, excuse me, Chad? How dare you? I might have escaped communism, but I got here on a Subaru, bitch. Let's go! And then I did that little dance as well. No, you guys, even when stuff like this happens, I told you I'm psychotic, I am happy to be here. Because you guys have to understand that before moving to Colorado, I used to live in Louisiana. Oh, a lot of history buffs in the house. Educated Boulder babes. I didn't say bitches, okay. Exactly, so I was very grateful that I had the opportunity to get my daughters out of the South. I remember the day we left, we took a road trip here. I remember being so excited that just as my husband was about to drive through the state line, he had to drive through the state line with me screaming, goodbye first cousin weddings! Hello abortion! Ole! Thank you, I love you guys. No, but without a joke, like taking a moment, hold on, no seriousness. That drive that day, guys, it truly felt like we were driving into the future. And then we hit Pueblo. And now I can stop smoking meth. All right, Boulder, I've been Rebecca Trejo. Give it up for your host one more time. Have a good night.
Rebecca Trejo, everybody. Y'all, we are going to keep it moving right along. Your next performer comes to us all the way from Queens, New York, y'all. I want you to show some love to Jonathan Wynn.
Keep it going for the show, you guys. Keep it going. Yes, it is good to be here in Boulder. Last show I did was in Little Rock, Arkansas. So Boulder is a huge improvement. Things are looking up. I've been having a pretty weird week. I was helping my dad use his laptop the other day, and I saw in his search history, he looked up Asian porn, no Filipinos. I don't know what to do with that. Any Filipinos in the crowd? None? Perfect. That is his favorite amount of Filipinos. My ethnicity is Chinese Cambodian. That's what I am. Except for during COVID when I was only Cambodian, you know? That's what you gotta do. I don't like that it's always about race in America, though. I mean, it's always about race. Like, I used to date a white girl, and when I told my parents, they're pretty upset about it. Honestly, my mom was very upset about it, and my dad was like, nice. As long as she's not Filipino, that's what he said. And she was cool. She was extremely white. Like, anytime we had any type of Asian food, she'd be like, hey, I have to say, thank you so much for sharing part of your culture with me. And I had to be like, these are instant noodles, so you gotta relax, Denise. Chill out. Also, we got these from Trader Joe's, so actually, thank you for sharing your culture with me. It was a beautiful exchange. I have a question for you guys. Would you guys be mad if you found out your significant other had a threesome with 2 guys? Because my girlfriend is really upset with me right now. She's pissed. And there will be no follow-up questions. My girlfriend, we've been together for a while, and I don't mean to brag, but we've been having sex. I know. Sorry to flex on you. The only thing is, we have an issue. Recently, she's been using a vibrator in the bedroom with me, and I don't like that. It's not cool. I feel very obsolete with it there, you know? It's kind of like if you're like playing pickup basketball with your friends, and then one of them is like, "Is it cool if my friend LeBron joins us?" That's not okay. No, I don't like that. She's always like, Jonathan, you got to think of you and the vibrator as a duo, okay? You're a team. You guys are a duo. The issue with that is, if we are a duo, the vibrator is definitely Batman. And I'm not even Robin. I'm Alfred the Butler. You see? Because I'm just on the side watching Batman do an unbelievable job. And then I clean up after him. That's it. It's not good. It's not good. Me and my girlfriend, we have a lot of differences, big differences. She's very religious. She's like really Christian, and I'm not. And I don't know, Christianity kind of boggles my mind, you know. I mean, it's crazy that even to this day, there's still this constant debate over the ethnicity of Jesus. You guys heard this? Right? Like, some people think he was dark-skinned because he was born in the Middle East, and other people think he was light-skinned because they just wish he was, you know? Those are the two. My favorite, though, there's some Asian churches out there that they just depict Jesus as an Asian dude. Hell yeah. That's awesome. There's something about him I just like, you know? That's my favorite because there's no chance Jesus was Asian. But they were just like, it'd be so cool if he was, though. So they made Asian Jesus, and I love him. Asian Jesus, good old AJ. That's my guy. That's the dude. Asian Jesus turns water into soju. Asian Jesus, he can walk on water, but he has to take his shoes off first, of course. Of course. There's gonna be somebody driving their car, like about to get in a car crash. So they throw up their hands. They're like, Jesus, take the wheel. And then they see Asian Jesus, and they're like, never mind, I should be fine. Should be all right. All right, some of you guys laughed a little too hard at that one. That was a test, and you failed. One time I told that joke in Omaha, Nebraska, and that was the first standing ovation I ever got. At first, I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. Then after 5 seconds, I was like, I think this is a hate crime. It's not okay. Yeah, but me and my girlfriend, she's an interesting person. She used to tell me these fun facts all the time. One time she told me that the penis and the clit come from the same part of the body early in human development. Have you heard this? I will say, if that is true, that is incredible news for guys. Because that means, guys, it's all about perspective, you know? Flip it. You don't have a small penis. You have a giant clit. That is incredible news. I hope every guy in here understands just how massive your clits are. Seriously, that is amazing. This is how men support men in 2026. You know? Honestly, women out here with their tiny clits, that's embarrassing. That's insane. Leave that shit at home, you know? That's crazy you think you'd bring it out here. That's insane. My clit is way bigger than my girlfriend's. And it's not even close. She wishes, dude. She wishes. Dude, my girlfriend's clit is so small. My girlfriend's clit is so small, I can't even find it. And I try really hard. All right, you guys have been great. My name's Jonathan. Thank you. Good night.
Jonathan Wynn, everyone. We're going to keep it rolling with another performer from the Big Apple. Please welcome to the stage. It is Sam Doctor.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is great. Wow. Yeah, we're in an art center in a college town, Boulder, Colorado. I think I've never felt safer to share that I'm gluten and dairy free. Am I a fun hang? This is awesome. No, this is really good. I am trying to be a fun hang. I'm trying to spend less time on my phone, right? I spend too much time on Instagram, on Reels. The other day I was seeing a lot of Reels of men making fun of the workouts that women do. And I don't know how the algorithm knows my kink. But it also got me thinking, you know, like I've done a lot of weird workouts over the years. But women have to prepare for a lot of different situations, right? Like, for example, the other day I was walking down the street near my house, and this man came around the corner, reached his arm out to grab me, so I had to spin around, run the other direction, dodge objects as I went, hop over a snowbank because it was that time. And all I could think was, thank God, I have been taking my weighted suspended trampoline Pilates class. So I was fine. I'm just saying, if you see a woman doing some weird shit with ankle weights on, she's just training, you know? It's fine. Yeah. I do live in New York City, and that's great. But I lived in other places before that. Yeah, I grew up in a small town in western Massachusetts. And then I went to college in Dallas, Texas. Which can happen when you let a 17-year-old make an important life decision. Okay? I remember when I was graduating high school, a classmate came up to me and they were like, you know, Sam, down in Texas, they just objectify women. And I said, yeah, I know, I want that. I want that. I didn't know what I was getting myself into going to a southern school, right? I knew nothing of the culture. I'd never heard of the term MRS degree, which I now know stands for Mrs. Degree. Going to college to get married, all right? But I didn't know, you know. So I remember I was at a frat party in college, because that's what I wanted. And I got in an argument with a guy at the party because he goes, that girl over there is just here for her MRS degree. And I said, what is wrong with a woman studying math and real science? I think that's pretty amazing, taking MRS classes. So it's fine, we circled back. I live in New York now, it's good. It's fine. I am single. Yeah, I'm single, yeah. And this year I really made it a point to put myself out there, go on more dates. And I'm having a really good time. None of you believe me. That's okay. No one does, no one does. I was talking to my friend Megan the other day, and she was like, oh my God, Sam, it must be so hard for you to date because you're so tall. How do you even find men that are taller than you? And you know, it's true. Megan's a cunt. Also, height's not even the most important thing for me when it comes to dating. I've been with plenty of men who are shorter than me, and that's okay. You don't have to clap for that or anything. I'm just out there being a good person, you know. The other day, actually, I was on a date with a short king. Yeah, 5'11". Yeah. I'm sorry, if there are kings in this audience, I'm sorry if you didn't like that joke. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think when you are a taller than average person, people, they get curious, you know, they want to know exactly how tall you are. And honestly, it's just nice to know these days that people are data-driven about something. You know, that's nice. It happens a lot. You know, I was grocery shopping the other day, and this woman came up to me, and she was like, how tall are you? And I said, I'm 6 feet tall. And she went, oh no. So you don't wear heels. And I was like, lady, nothing's stopping me from wearing heels when I want to be 6'9". When I need to change the battery in the smoke detector, that's when the heels come out. You know, I complain to my friends about people asking me how tall I am, and they're always like, Sam, don't worry about it. People are just jealous. And that, you know, might be true. But when I see a woman with a nice rack, I'm jealous. I don't walk up to her and say, hey, what's your cup size? Because that'd be weird. Summer is my favorite time of year because it is a very good time to have no titties, right? I was talking about this at a show the other day, and I asked the audience out loud, like, what's it like to have boobs wet? And then this man in the front row, he just raised his hand and said, humbling. Which, I love the honesty, you know, that's great. I think having a flat chest can be really convenient, you know. Like, I can take the stickers they put on produce and use them as pasties, you know. Yeah. My grandma, she actually helped me feel much more confident in my body, I have to say. I remember I went to go visit her in college. I was about college age. College is also the time that women know that this is it. Like, this is your body. Hope you like it, you know. And I remember I went to go visit her, and she looked at me, and she pointed, and she went, you got the small boobs. But don't worry, because when you're my age, yours will look the best. And honestly, it just feels really good to know that I'm not going to peak until I'm 75. Are y'all having fun? I'm Sam. Thank you. Bye.
Sam Doctor, everyone. Beautiful, y'all. Our next performer is coming to us all the way from Dallas, Texas. Y'all, I want you to show some love to our next homie, Ruth Banks.
Oh, don't think I didn't hear what Sam said about Dallas. I was listening. No, it's correct. I'm here from Dallas, and the first thing I did when I got here was go to a shop and buy a joint so strong they legally had to give me a pamphlet with it. The only pamphlets you get in Dallas are the phone book when you're making your one call from jail. This is a nice change. A lot of things in Dallas are different, like I'm staying near downtown Boulder, and when I told my friend from Dallas, she said, "Be careful." I had to tell her I wasn't worried about the people so much as the bears. I also got a psychic reading at the Pearl Street Market just for fun. The psychic told me I should try CBD for my pain. It's like, lady, this is Boulder. Couldn't the stars recommend something a little stronger? I got my eyebrows laminated last week. That's the real term for what they did to my eyebrows. And it wasn't in a Kinko's, didn't involve a Xerox machine. I paid a professional in a salon. And I decided that if they messed it up, I was gonna get up here and say they were buy one, get one half off. I also got my hair done last week. Okay, thank you. Y'all are so nice. I needed that because when I went back into the office on Monday, my coworker came up to me like, "Oh my gosh, Ruth, that cut makes you look like 10 years younger." I'm 30. So either I look 20 now, or Janet thought I looked 40 before. I do have a lot of hair. It's very red. In the right light, I kind of look like the Little Mermaid. Like if instead of giving up her voice, if she had to give up her metabolism. Like out of the sea, I want to be at the buffet. What I'm saying is this is all water weight, you know? I have been trying to lose some weight recently. Like I downloaded one of those dieting apps that gives you the nutrition tips. Yeah, the first tip it gave me was, instead of granola in the morning, try a healthy bowl of oatmeal. Dude, if I was eating granola in the morning, I wouldn't need this app. Tell me what to eat instead of the cold fries from last night. Like, that's what I need a meal replacement shake for, ma'am. And they're not telling you everything on these apps because my friend posted a headline the other day that said, "Studies show breakfast pastries are just as bad for you as cake." She was freaking out. She's like, "I gotta stop eating breakfast pastries." No. You gotta start eating cake. Life is all about perspective, my friends. That glass is half full of cake. Now, I have a lot of strong opinions about baked goods, like toaster strudel. They need to be selling extra icing packets available for purchase with the strudel. They're leaving money on the table. Every comedian needs a social cause that they rally behind, and this is mine. That's how you know there's not a stoner in the toaster strudel boardroom. Because any innovation that comes from a food brand, that's not a buttoned up executive. That's an overworked, underpaid stoner. Like anytime you see a hash brown being used as a patty, that was stoners. That was us. Anytime you see ice cream mixed with coffee, that was us. Anytime something's missing from your bag in the drive-thru, that was probably us. It's our bad. No, let's see. I've been getting a lot of targeted advertisements recently. Like YouTube just keeps pressuring me to join the military. Y'all, I've got 20 screws in my spine. I'm not the one y'all want defending your freedom. I could be taken out by a large kitchen magnet. I'm not. And then Instagram just keeps advertising me large kitchen magnets, which feels like a threat. One time I said that to an audience that I had 20 screws in my spine, and a drunk man in the back yelled, "I've got a screwdriver." I had to quickly analyze if he was hitting on me or threatening me. Because it could be a very simple screwdriver kind of situation. But also, those are fundamental to the stability of my spine. Please don't take them from me. And I realized there is a secret third option because some men just get so drunk they want to be helpful. And you know, this guy, he's half listening in the back of the room. I get up here and say I've got 20 screws in my spine. For all he knows, I have tumbled into a toolbox. Been impaled 20 times directly in the spine and ran to the nearest microphone in search of aid. And gosh darn it, he was willing to provide. We need more people like that in this country. Screwdriver man for president. I'm running his political campaign. Anyways. Now, I do have 20 screws in my spine, and I have a chronic pain condition and that whole thing. And the thing that helps me most with my health more than anything else is weed. And sometimes people expect me to say health insurance, but simply no. I have a drug dealer who gives me a disability discount. That shit is better than any benefit Blue Cross Blue Shield has ever provided. I hope he writes me off on his taxes. That man is doing a charity. Do you understand? And some people say I smoke too much weed. And maybe it's true, because the other day I took a hit, exhaled, saw the smoke, and panicked. I was like, stop, drop, and roll. There's a fire. I don't know what's going on out there. Oh, my goodness. I have 20 screws in my spine because of a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And I always feel like I have to say the full name, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Because if I just say EDS, kind of sounds like erectile dysfunction syndrome. Like when I first met my boyfriend, he was like, damn it, she has a dick. And it doesn't even work. The hits keep coming. I've had spinal surgery twice now because of the condition. The first time was back in college, which college is a weird time to get spinal surgery because you're in this totally immobilizing upper body brace, but you also have a party on Friday. So you got to get your priorities in order. I had some great costumes during that time. Like I went to Halloween as Humpty Dumpty. I went to this one safari-themed frat party as the weak antelope in the pack that gets picked off first. You got to know your audience. And I think the bane of my existence during that time was this thing I had to wear strapped to me at all times. And it was pumping electricity into me to help my spine fuse together. And the name that they gave this crucial piece of medical technology was the bone stimulator. And it would just beep sometimes. So I'd be in my college class and it would go off. And my professor would say, hey Ruth, silence your cell phone. And I'd have to go, I'm so sorry, it's not my cell phone, it's my bone stimulator. I need it for my EDS. Thank you guys so much. I'm Ruth Banks.
Ruth Banks, y'all. One more time. Oh. Our next performer is coming to us from our neighbor state of New Mexico. Please welcome to the stage, Sharina Ochoa.
What's up, Boulder? How we doing? I love Boulder. I forgot that the last time I was here, I was walking around Pearl Street. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was walking around, and there's a dude who followed me for 2 blocks just behind me playing the bongos at me for like 2 blocks. And I felt like I was about to get sucked into Jumanji. And that was the highlight of my trip. I went home, everyone was like, how's Boulder? And I'm like, they got a pretty big bongo community out there. Pretty big on the bongos. This is great. It's so great to be here. At the beginning of the year, I did a show in Taos, New Mexico. I drove 2.5 hours for the show. And I ended up performing for 2 comics and a dude named Doug. That was it. Just Doug. No shade to Doug. This is way better than just Doug. This is awesome. I did learn a lot, though, because, like, I tell a lot of sex jokes. And when you tell sex jokes to a packed room, it's fun. it's funny. When you do sex jokes for just Doug, it just sounds like you're oversharing. Like, I just met this guy. He already knows way too much about me. I did another show in February in a place called Gilbert, Arizona. And if you've never heard of it, apparently that's where all of the people that hate my comedy live. They did not like me. Pretty big Mormon town, apparently. And look, they missed out on a potential sister wife, but that's on them, all right? That's on them. But my friend, he's from the area, and he's like, oh, you're going to Gilbert? Whatever you do, don't bring up the Gilbert Goons. And I was like, with a silly name like that, I kind of want to bring it up. But I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up, and the Gilbert Goons is a gang of teenagers that murdered a little boy. I was like, yeah, why would I bring that up? I come out like, who's ready for some comedy? But first, a moment of silence for that little boy. What sucked, though, is I was bombing so hard that literally at one point I was like, should I bring up the Gilbert Goons? Should I talk about it? Throw in Casey Anthony while I'm in there, you know? Let's talk about it. I didn't bring it up. I didn't. I'm married, and I have a lot of single friends. And I have this single friend who, she keeps dating these fucking losers, and she's not here. Rachel keeps dating these losers. And I was talking to my wife about it. My wife was like, I think the problem is she keeps dating for looks. Don't date for looks. Fuck for looks. Fuck hot guys. Fuck a lot of hot guys. And then marry the ugly guy. Take a chance on the ugly guy. And I was sitting there like, am I the ugly guy? She said it like she was speaking from experience, you know? She was like, man, I fucked a lot of hot guys. They're all jerks. Then I met Serena. Ugh, but she's sweet. So I was like, babe, you're making it sound like I'm an ugly guy. And she went, you're not ugly, you're lovely. No, you can't just exchange adjectives like that and think I'm gonna fall for it. That'd be like if I said, babe, I feel gross. And she went, you're not gross, you're funny. If anything, I feel more gross now. She's always kind of like doing stuff like that. It's really funny. Like, so her vagina, I'm going there already. I'm already going there. Like her vagina, I say that it looks like a beautiful flower. And she says that mine looks like a walnut. I'm sorry, yours looks like a flower and mine looks like a walnut? That's not even one of the good nuts. Good nuts, macadamians, pistachios, busting a nut. Am I right, brother? I told her, I was like, hey, I don't really like when you say it looks like that. She was like, do you want me to stop saying it looks like that? Do you want me to say it also looks like a pretty little flower? I said, yeah, and she said, okay. And then immediately Googled flowers that look like walnuts. She's so sweet. I had a friend come out to a show for the first time to watch me recently, and after the show she came up to me and she's like, dude, I loved the llama joke, and I don't have any jokes about llamas. So I was like, what joke? And she was like, you know how your vagina looks like a llama? And I was like, I said walnut, like, those could not be further apart. I don't even know what that would look like. Like it's hairy and it spits. I don't. Actually, saying it out loud, you can call me Cusco. I bought a house last year, which was cool. And oh, thank you. Yeah, whenever I tell my millennial friends that I just bought a house, it kind of feels like I'm telling an unhoused person that I just bought a yacht. Like, they look at me like I am rich. I'm like, I don't know, man. You can call me Jeff Lesbos, okay? I am crushing it out here. It's technically a duplex, and I bought it with my sibling-in-law. And recently, they got into a fight with our neighbor, and our neighbor called them a dyke, which is not cool because they are non-binary and asexual. So legally, not a dyke, you know? Get your slurs right, lady. But my wife was like, that's so fucked up. We need to get a pride flag. And I was like, yeah, that'll show them. They have slurs. We have colors on a cloth. And to be fair, we did have a pride flag at one point, but it blew away in the wind, which is a progressive way to litter. And So I told my sibling-in-law, I was like, we need to get a pride flag. And they're like, I'm on it. And the next day I come home and there's a pride flag on our front porch. It was the asexual pride flag. Yeah, take that, homophobes. And they were like, you think lesbian sex is gross? You think gay sex is gross? Well, in this household, there is no sex. Suck it. No, wait, don't. Recently, my wife, she made me switch from tampons with the applicator to tampons without the applicator to cut back on our usage of plastic. And I feel like we could have cut back in other areas, but okay. I think she just likes the idea of me sticking a finger up there in public, because that's how you get it in there. Manually, you do this, and then you waddle out of the bathroom stall over to the sink like this. Because your finger's all nasty. When I wash my hands, I look like I'm jacking off my finger. Like, if anyone walks in, I have to be like, don't mind me, I'm about to finish. It gets worse, though, because I do this, and then I sniff it to make sure the smell is gone. So I jack my finger off, and then I sniff it like some weird pervert. So what are you doing to fight climate change? All right, thank you guys so much. My name's Serena. Enjoy the rest of the show.
One more time, Serena. Ciao, everyone. Beautiful. Moving right on down the list. Our next performer is coming to us all the way from Brooklyn. Please welcome to the stage. It is Peter Liu.
Good to be here, Boulder. How we doing? Hell yeah. Nice. Half of you excited. Great. This is nice, man. I love being here. It's always such a diverse crowd. It's a diverse group of white people. Hell yeah. It's like 50 Shades of Beige. A lot of blue chews in this house, huh? Okay. Oh, man. This is cool, man. Yeah, I recently moved to New York City. My parents, they live in northern Jersey, which is why I live in southern Brooklyn. I need 2 bridges worth of separation, you know? Yeah. It's like, do you really want to see me more than you want to lose $26? Yeah. I was home the other day, and my sister, she's Gen Z. She's very Gen Z, you know. She likes to say that slaps a lot. And she thinks everyone in the family has a different mental illness. Yeah. She came in the other day, and she was just like, Dad's autistic. You're a narcissist. And Mom's listening. And then my mom also thinks my dad's autistic, except she doesn't say that. She says, haven't you noticed your dad's a little weird? And then my sister, she jumps in, right? She was like, yeah, he's rude, he's emotionally distant, shows 0 interests in his kids. I'm like, I don't know if that makes him autistic. I think that makes him a regular Chinese dad. I don't know. I don't think he's on the autism spectrum. I think he's on the Asian one. It can definitely be hard to tell, though, because I also grew up super Asian, you know? Like, I was discouraged from socializing, encouraged to do nothing but study. So it's confusing because a lot of the autism traits and the Asian traits are the same traits. In fact, what is a symptom of autism is actually a virtue in Confucianism. That's right. What they call defects in America, just the keys to success in Asia. Yeah, I thought about this. like Asian society, right? Very hierarchical. Love rules, hate physical contact, right? Like we don't hug when we greet, we bow. Because a hug, that's two people embracing each other, okay? A bow is one person making themselves unembraceable. Wow. Right? Someone opens their arms, goes to hug you, you fucking. That's right. The bow is the counter to the hug. It's like, how dare you try to attack me with intimacy? Ugh. I don't know. I think what happened was I think Confucius was like the first autist. And he created a society for future ones to thrive. Yeah? Like even the language to come up with Chinese, it's like, yo, should we do something simple? You know, alphabet, 26 letters. And it's like, no, let's just memorize 100,000 pictures. You know? 100,000 emojis, guys. 4 different tones, all just slightly different from each other. You know, it's like They make us repeat that in school like thousands of times, just like If that's not autism, I don't know what that is. Oh man, you want more proof? I don't know, dude. We invented origami. Fun ways to fold paper. First, we invented paper. And they were like, yo, you know what would be crazy right now? If we folded it. And you're like, in half? No, into a bird. Oh man. I know autism is a pretty new thing in the West, even newer in the East. But, dude, I'm pretty sure if they did the test like in China, like everyone would have it. Which kind of makes you think, yo, I don't know if this shit is real. Like you can't just create a disorder that describes an entire race of people. Yeah? Yeah? That is Western propaganda, okay? That is Western propaganda to cope with the inability to get an A. Yeah, thank you. Maybe we're not special. Maybe you're a dumbass. I don't know. Nice. This is fun, man. My girlfriend, she watches a lot of Korean dramas, you know. You guys watch Korean dramas? Yes. No. Think regular drama, but everyone's Korean. Same thing. Yeah, she watches a lot of these, and it's ruining our relationship. Dude, Korean dramas put unrealistic expectations on men, right? She sent me this reel the other day. It's about this couple. They can't be together because their parents disapprove. So the guy is being shipped away on this massive freight liner into the ocean, right? And then a mile away on the shore, somehow he hears his girlfriend crying, calling for him to come back. So of course, he jumps off the ship, nosedives headfirst into the water, right? Hits the water, turns into Michael Phelps. Starts swimming against the ocean current for like a whole mile. Hits the shore, rock climbs a steep cliff, and then finally reunites with his girlfriend, right? Yeah. Oh. First comment on this reel, green flag. And then my girlfriend looks at me and she's like, why don't you love me like this? I'm like, I don't know, maybe because I'm not a Navy SEAL? You are dating a comedian, not an Olympian, okay? Also, let's be honest. In real life, this guy is dead, okay? If the impact didn't kill him, the waves and hypothermia did. Yeah. I feel like Korean dramas in general, that stuff, that's like porn for women, you know? That's like lady fantasy porn, you know? Except, man, we understand that our porn is unrealistic, you know? We don't show you our porn, ask you to act it out, right? Like, I don't come home and be like, oh, baby, why aren't you stuck in the washing machine with your hot friend Sarah? Why don't you love me like this? This is nice, man. Thank you. You guys are fun, man. This is nice. I'll tell you this one last thing. We got any Asians in the house? Any Asians? All right. I'll do a different joke. I'll do a different joke. No, it's fine. I've been reading up on inspirational quotes, right? And it's a different one. I read this one the other day. It's a Japanese one. It goes, fall down 7 times, get up 8. You guys know that one? Yeah, fall down 7 times, get up 8. It's good. You know, it's Japanese, very, very persistent people, you know, and you can tell, right? By their proverbs and their war crimes. But they're not very good at math, unlike the Chinese, the original Asians. Because that saying should really be, if you think about it, it should really be fall down 7 times, get up 7 times. Yeah. Right? You fall once, you get up once, you fall twice, you get up twice. You can't get up more times than you fell. That's like saying fall asleep 7 times, wake up 8. Jerk off 7 times, come 8. No, I get it though. They're like trying to be inspirational, right? They're like exaggerating for effect. But I want to share the Chinese one with you. I think you're gonna like it a lot better. Okay, it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, ready? Don't fall. All right, you guys have a lot of fun, man. Nice people. Thank you. Have a good night.
Peter Lou, y'all. Alrighty, folks. Our next performer is beloved in STL. Coming to the stage, it is Teal Pierce.
Thanks. My name's Teal Pierce. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I'm autistic, which means I'm smarter than you. I love being autistic. I can read everything except a room. One of the downsides to it is people expect certain things from me because I'm autistic, like somebody wanted me to count cards for them. I kept coming up with 52. Growing up, there were things the other kids did that I didn't really get into, like pranks. I never did like pranks. They always seemed mean. The only prank I kind of liked was Ding Dong Ditch, because that one's for us. Oh, believe me, when I heard about Ding Dong Ditch, I could not believe my autistic ears. I was so happy. I was like, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me I get to ring a bell and not talk to someone? Yeah, I was really antisocial as a kid. I had an imaginary acquaintance. But don't cry for me, Boulder Comedy Festival. I made time for fun. I'd used to watch clouds, see if they took any recognizable shape. Once I saw a cloud shaped like my dad, and that meant only one thing, that I had to kill my uncle and regain control of Pride Rock. All right, we're familiar with Shakespeare. Good, the rest is gonna go great. I took a personality test recently. I got an incomplete. If space is a vacuum, sending dogs up there was kind of fucked up, right? Like, they hate those. They hate vacuums. I know you look at me up here talking about the space race and think, wow, what a badass. But really, I've only been in one fight. It was in high school. I'm autistic, so of course, the fight was over trivia. And if you've never seen two autistic guys fight, check it out. The trash talk gets specific. Hey, Teal, yeah? My speech therapist beat up your speech therapist. I'm like, yeah? I'm like, yeah, asshole, look me in the forehead and say that. I mentioned speech therapy. I do have a slight stutter. That's why I try to talk slowly. But as bad as my stutter can be at times, it used to be like a lot worse. Think Porky Pig from the Looney Tunes cartoons, but with some rather subtle differences like pants. I did get help for my stutter. I went to SSA, Stutterers Anonymous. Where our slogan was, if we said it once, our work is done. Another thing about being autistic, we're very literal thinking, and it affected me mostly with music. Songs would piss me off. Like that one song, The Joker by Steve Miller Band. He had me in the first line, that's why I'm upset. Some people call me the Space Cowboy. I'm like, yes, they do. That should be enough for a song, but no, he just keeps going. Some call me the gangster of love. I'm like, all right, still awesome. I don't know why you need two cool nicknames. You're getting greedy, Steve Miller. And then he completely loses me with the third one. Some people call me Maurice. Woo, woo. No. I call shenanigans. Because at this point, I'm starting to think people just forgot his name. And they're trying to cover it up something fierce. Like Steve Miller goes to a party, he's like, hey guys, and the host goes, ha 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 ha, shit. The Space Cowboys here, what's going on, man? The one that does it to me the most, though, is probably that song, Drops of Jupiter by Train. I could not get into it. I was too busy fact-checking. And I'm sorry, Pat Monahan, lead singer of Train. I'm using his full name because he's in trouble. I'm sorry, Pat Monahan, lead singer of Train. But as a gas giant, a drop of Jupiter would kill someone. Also, if she sailed across the sun, she's already in the Milky Way, right? Like that's. It's basic astronomy, butt munch. And tell me, did Venus blow your mind? Yes. Because it's a different fucking planet. What? And I know Boulder Comedy Festival. I know, the autistic guy's talking about a train. Let me tell you something, all right? I am not talking about a train. I am correcting a train. Thus making me the most powerful autistic person of all time. I'll finish with an impression. This is my impression of the band Oasis. If they were me at a party, okay. Today is gonna be the day that I'm finally gonna talk to you. And by now I should have somehow learned to pick up on social cues. I don't believe that anybody needs a redo like I do now. And all the noises in the bar are deafening. And all the overload I have is sensory. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. But maybe a little known fact might save me. But until I recall, I'll stare at the wall. I'm Teal Pierce, you guys are great.
Teal Pierce, everyone. Are y'all having a good time tonight? Well, that's wonderful, right? And it was really thanks to one person individual, right? Your next performer is indeed the organizer of this whole event, the whole reason that we get to be here and get to laugh together, y'all. I want you to make as much noise as you can for the one and only. It is Zoe Rogers, everyone.
Hey Boulder, how are we doing? I'm psyched to be here, not only because we're in the dairy. Give it up for the dairy for having us. But I'm also psyched to be here because I have 3 kids, and none of them are here. I'm just happy to be out of the house. I'm going to do a little quick procreational math for you guys. And just let you know that 3 is way more than 1. Like a lot. Like the parents of more than one kid. We tend to view the parents of only children the way the Navy SEALs look at the reserves. We appreciate what it is you do. That's cute. But we have seen shit that will change you. things you can't come back from. I am the main disciplinarian in our family. I didn't run for that position. I just have it. Is there anyone else here who married someone fun? Yeah. Those guys are great for pub crawls. And I'm very strict, but I don't believe in hitting, so I don't hit my kids. But sometimes, when they hit each other, I root for different teams. Sometimes I just take a minute to get involved. I have to put down my box of wine. No, that is not untrue. But when I do get involved, I say the right thing. I say, we use our words, not our hands. But what I'm thinking is, sweep the leg. Finish him. I got a chance to get off my little procreational compound recently. A friend of mine took me out for lunch, and I got to have food and coffee when it was hot. That was awesome. I felt like Beyonce. But then I realized that the last time I had actually been to that restaurant was when my youngest was nursing. So when the food had come to our table, she wanted to eat too. And for the record, if anyone here cares, I was very discreet. I had on my cover-up thing that I don't really think anybody knows the name of. I just call them my mammal wraps. And that way no one has to know I do mammal shit. Just breathing air and feeding my young. But the people that were seated at the table next to us got very vocal about what was happening, and they were not happy. If they had been breastfed, they would be smarter. And that, for me, was a very quick lesson in the difference between your first kid and your third kid. Because I know in my heart of hearts, if some mouthy Karen had gotten in my face like that with my oldest, it would have shamed me. And I would have been like, well, this is awkward. And these people are really uncomfortable. But with your third kid, I wanted to jump up on the table, like that scene in Pulp Fiction, and be like, get on the ground, motherfuckers! Just machine gunning my tits at people. Now it's awkward. Now it's uncomfortable. Just people slipping in milk. The fantasy goes on because I have not slept in a very long time. I grew up on the East Coast, which is, oh, hey, other East Coasters. We made it out. Yeah, that's apparently why I say hurtful and outdated things. Like, no. Like, I have lived in Colorado for 8 years, but there are days where I need Google Translate to understand what is being said. I had a woman the other night invite me to reflect on my intentions. Did you just call me a bitch? My husband, he's from the South, so I have Southern in-laws who say things that I know are in English, but I don't understand. Like, we went there to visit them, because you have to do that if you marry one of them. Heads up. And I asked my father-in-law, I was like, do you know what the weather's going to be like, just so I know how to dress the kids? And with a totally straight face, he said, it's hotter than two rats fucking in a wool sock. So 70s? Sounds humid. My husband and I, we've been married for 22 years. Thank you. You guys are more excited about it than I am. I feel like he's gotten a little too comfortable in our relationship. Like the other night, I tried to slink into bed, being all sexy, in my crest white strips. Hey there, sailor. Feeling fattier than expected. And he said, there's something I've been wanting us to try, but I'm afraid you won't be open to it. And my first response was just like, well, we had a good run. But then he said, I want you to watch Battlestar Galactica with me. Why can't it just be anal? Because this is going to be so demeaning. I volunteer a lot at my kids' school. No transition from the anal line before. We're just going right into the school volunteering. And the last time I volunteered, I got matched up with this girl in my son's class, and she was awesome. She went out of her way, and she introduced me to all of her friends, which was beautiful for me, but was apparently not so cool for my son, because he waved me over in the middle of the day, like adolescent air traffic control. And he said, I don't want you volunteering at my school anymore. People talk about you when you're not here. They say you're nice and you're funny, and I don't like it. And I said, thank you for sharing your feelings. That's important. But it took me till my 40s to be popular with 9th grade girls. Do not screw this up for me. I need this. My son, around the time that he was about 4, I started to get the impression from him that he was gay. And to clarify for you guys, I don't mean like a homosexual. I mean fabulous! Yes. So I talked to my husband, and I made sure we were all on the same page. And I only mention it tonight because last week, my husband came up to me and he said, I need to talk to you. He has a crush on a girl in his class, so you need to be open. To the idea that he could be straight. And my reaction just like exploded out of my face. And I was just like, don't label him. This is a phase. I want a son-in-law who calls me fierce and pours me mimosas. Not some bitch who steals Thanksgiving. I think there's hope. So we have teenagers now, and they have been kind enough to let us know that we are not cool, which is a little confusing, right? Because it's like, wait a minute, oh, I'm embarrassing. Okay. You're a virgin who can't drive. It was just a lot easier when they were younger because we had all these fun songs to get them to do what they needed to do. Like everyone in this room knows the cleanup song, right? Right? Look at us, we're cleaning up. We're building memories. I need this now. I need something like, if you want a girlfriend and you know it, wash your balls. The itsy bitsy spider is on your balls. Call your mothers, people. I have a friend who's expecting her first baby, and that's cute. And she was asking me for advice, and one of the things I said was, you know, there's some things as a parent that you just can't control. Like at some point, your kid is going to overhear a conversation that was exclusively meant to be between adults. And they're going to want to reference it at a very inconvenient time. And that moment for me was during the time period where my husband and I were trying to conceive my daughter, and I was in charge of drop off and pick up at school. And one day, as we roll up to the building, from the back seat comes, "Hey, Mom, I heard you and Dad are talking about having another kid. How's that going for you?" And I was not prepared, and I said, "Well, you know, if it happens, it happens, and if not, we're very happy with you and your brother." And I don't know why he said this, but his response was, "I don't think you're trying hard enough." And that's a very sensitive subject for a woman. And it took everything I had not to be like, I am trying very hard. I am having sex like a pirate whore. I have 2 apps on my phone that tell me when to fuck your dad. All right, guys, give it up for your host. Thanks for having us.
Zoe Rogers, everybody. Y'all, we have some good news and bad news. The bad news is we only have one performer left. I know, but the good news is that she's fucking fantastic, y'all. Sammy Beeson is a local legend here in Colorado. Has headlined the Colorado Queer Comedy Festival, just got back in town from the New Orleans Queer Comedy Festival, and now she is headlining here at the Boulder Comedy Festival. I want y'all to put your hands together for the one and only Sammy Beeson, everyone.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Oh my God, happy Juneteenth, everybody! How many people got the day off today? Yeah? Lucky bastards, all right. I did it. I was like, is this an HR problem? I feel like I gotta report this. Guys, you guys are gonna learn a little bit about me. I'm a first-generation American, all right? And if you guys don't know what that means, that just means I looked really good for colleges, okay? All right. Oh, gosh. I am Jamaican. Has anybody been to Jamaica before? Yeah. This joke is for you. Oh my gosh. Well, sir, you do look like you have money to travel, so I believe you. I believe you. Gosh. Well, you probably hear me and you're like, girl, you don't sound Jamaican. And I'm like, that's on frickin' purpose. All right? All right? Because if I get another backwards hat for a frat dude or older gentleman in the front row in Boulder, Colorado, give me a yeah, man. I'ma thump him in his mortar. Not really, sir. Oh, gosh. But I can't sound like that, all right? I need a job, so I can't sound like that. No, honestly, I was trying to get a job at Chick-fil-A, all right? It was going well, all right? We get to the last question, and she says, what do you do when someone says thank you? And I responded with, "Me pleasure." And she said no. So I did what any Christian woman would do, okay? I stole some Chick-fil-A sauce and I went on my way, all right? Why is that sauce so good? It's just filled with bad morals, you know? Okay, we like Chick-fil-A here, got it. Got it. Oh, gosh. But I am a little awkward with my blackness. I am a little awkward. I feel I'm cosplaying today, but I feel like I walk the world as like a sexy Steve Urkel, you know? Just like, did I screw that? I'm sorry. Going into people's houses uninvited. I knew the Urkel joke would get you. Oh gosh, but no, I honestly, I get really self-conscious about being black. Like I get really excited about things like sour cream, you know, it's crazy. I was trying to sing along to the theme song, you know, trying to make it blacker. I was just like, a doop boop, bada doop boop boop, ba da doop doop doop, dollar for daisy. My mom still hasn't let me back in the house. Gosh, but also, like, my Jamaican accent isn't really sexy, guys. It's not really sexy. Like, what am I supposed to do in the bedroom? Like, drop your drawers, boy. Like, I can't. Like, show me your pum pum, yeah. Like, I can't be doing that, okay? I could get arrested. So, gosh, but I am a little awkward. I know what kind of girl I am. I'm a kooky black girl, okay? I'm kooky, all right? Like, I crochet, I watch anime, I seek out ethically sourced porn. Like, I'm a kooky black girl. I'm kooky. I like to call myself a creative thug, all right? I'm a creative thug. Like, what I got in the back of my trunk, yarn, okay? Got spools and spools of it, all right? The only gun I got in my bag shoots glue, so, you know, gotta keep that 2-temp on me, all right? That 2-temp, yeah? Wireless, baby, you don't wanna fuck with me, man. Oh, gosh. You could call me on any given day like, girl, what you doing? I'm like, man, I'm about to craft, cuz what? I'm about to stick shit on some other shit, nigga. What? Don't fuck with me. I'm about to collage, okay? I'm a creative thug. I ain't got no street cred, y'all. The only street cred I got is at Joann's, so. And they hate to see me in those aisles. I be stealing, so. Oh gosh, I was in another white part of Denver, and this lady yelled out, oh, we know. I was in a different part, and she yelled out during that joke. She's like, Joanne, this going out of business. And I had to respond to her. I was like, yeah, bitch, because of me, okay? Yeah. Every Friday's Black Friday with these hands, all right? And Michael's is next, okay? Get your yard and stuff while you can. And Hobby Lobby, you should steal from Hobby Lobby, all right? Okay, all right, okay. Thank you. This lady's like, I don't think so. To each their own, all right? I'm gonna get them paints, okay? Oh gosh. If you couldn't tell with my material how I look, I am black, and and I do have some hot takes. I do think racism is alive and well in our country, okay? And I can vouch because I'm an active participant. All right. Yeah, no, I only give my money to black homeless people, okay? They had it harder. Like, when I see a man, and we live in Colorado, it's so dry, he's so ashy, I'm like, oh, here, take the dollar. But when I see a woman with dreadlocks, a white woman with dreadlocks, and they're falling out, I'm like, good, okay? I got singles for my black brethren, and I got rocks for the white women. Just throwing it out of my car. Okay, I said I was going to try something new, and you know what? I believe that with my full heart. Oh, gosh. I did feel the best. Best when I was in college. I was a part of a sorority for 4 years. Yeah, that always gets a lot of applause. People grimace when I say sorority. They're like, it's a cult. And I'm like, no, it's a sisterhood, okay? They got the sisters, I got the hood. It was great. It was great for me. I actually graduated summa cum laude. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got my degree in white bitch communications, so that's why they pay me the big bucks now, all right? Gosh, I miss the sorority house. I was able to practice my white people speak there. I would yell out across the yard. I'm like, oh my God, Becky, your goop egg fell out. Slay! I can't do that anymore. I get my fix at the Whole Foods, you know? I walk in there, I say my favorite white girl saying, I'm just like, namaste, and I just keep going. I know y'all bitches do yoga. Don't even play with me. Oh, God. I used to get mad at my white girlfriends, though, for asking me, like, seemingly stupid questions about my hair. But now that the summer came and passed, I realized I was asking the same damn questions, but about their sunburns, you know? I'm like, oh, my God, can I touch it? I heard aloe vera is really good for it. Girl, you look different the other day. What? You said it's natural? Wow. I didn't know you could change color that fast. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, God, I do love them, though. I do think, like, being in the house, I do think women are stronger than most men. Clap if you think women are stronger than most men. Yes. Raising your hand. I said clap, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Oh, gosh. Thank you. And for the people who didn't clap, I saw. I'm talking about mental fortitude, okay? I think women are mentally stronger than most men. I think we have the mental fortitude of a Navy SEAL, okay? And how do I know this, y'all? How do I know this? I have waxed my own pussy before. You don't get it. Nah, we're in that bathroom fighting, okay? We're like, hoo, ha, yeah! It's like we're holding up a head of a decapitated enemy, okay? I like to finish off with that session with a woo-saw, you know? Make me feel good. People ask, like, oh, why do you do it? And I'm like, well, I want to... I got to protect my country, okay? Oh, live in my sovereign nation. God, I need to land this plane. I need to land this plane. I did lose weight recently, and I thought my world was supposed to change after I lost the weight, but no. I'm getting catcalled the same amount by the same homeless people. It's crazy. I guess they like me for my personality. Oh, gosh. It's my fault, though. It's my fault. I love a man with an open floor plan, so that's been my time. Thank you guys so much.